Hello, happy Thursday. I have my aromatherapy candle going because late, Pat, I am not late. You are late. Your time over there, your clocks are behind. Um, why are people on their bullshit today? That's what I want to know. People want to fight today. People are on their bullshit. I don't know if it's about to be a full moon or what is going on, but it's good to be with you guys. The open is over. We don't have a new workout to talk about. Don't worry, guys. I'm here. Caleb, thank God you're here. Now we can really start the show right on time. Perfect. It's going to be a great time. Oh my goodness. I am so sore today. I had to run today because it's Thursday. It wasn't that bad. It was just a couple of 400-meter repeats. Jeremy coming in hot. Where's Sugon? Somebody text Sugon. Let him know that we've started. But he's the late one today. He's late this week. What's everybody been up to? How's everybody's week's been? How did everybody finish out 25.3? Hey, Chris, how's it going? And what's on tap next for people? Who's going to some of these in-person semifinals? Who is going to the World Fitness Project in May? What's everybody's calendars and schedules going to look like? Do you run on a treadmill or what? I run on I think is it a True Form or an Assault Runner? It's one of those. I have fallen off of it before. This was back like right as gyms were opening back up during the pandemic and nobody else was in the gym and I was running and I stopped paying attention. It's the same as what happens when you eat it on a box jump. You just start thinking of other things, not really paying attention. And my foot like clipped the side and I tumbled. I took a tumble. I looked around. Nobody was there to witness it. There was no camera there to have evidence of how humiliating I must have looked because it was not graceful. So, good times. Good times. You told me oh my God, I'm not going to read that. You guys can see the comments. It's okay that you're late, Allie. Good to have you here. I don't think anybody is going to. Oh my God, Caleb, stop calling it the WTF events. People don't go to any events. That is the underlying issue. Not any. In Europe, great attendance. Torian Pro, great attendance. The US, those events tend to struggle. Rogue, that looked like it had phenomenal attendance. So I will be curious to see what, World Fitness Project attendance looks like, as well as the North America semifinals, like Syndicate, like the Fittest Experience, Mayhem, that's coming up in only like a week and a half at this point. So that'll be the first one. But yeah, it's hard to get people in seats for whatever reason. Caleb, I am going. I got a VIP ticket. Nice. I'm so disappointed you didn't get that on camera. Yeah, me too. Out of the amount of times that I like sometimes have my camera like filming just because like during my training, whether it's something that I'm going to send my coach or something that I'm going to make for Instagram or something that I just want to see. Like, for example, during the 25.3, I love wall walks. It's one of my favorite movements, but I did notice you couldn't see the front tape line, but there were a couple that, like, if I really was going to submit a score, I would have had to no rep myself because my hand, it was questionable whether like my hand hit the line before my foot came down. Even when I like slow-moed it, I'm like, they got a little bit on that borderline of a no rep. But it's good because now when you film stuff like that, then you are more aware if, your judge or other person isn't aware and calling you on your bullshit. Caleb's just jealous he wasn't automatically invited. Oh, you want special treatment, Caleb? Come on. No handouts in this world. You got to earn your keep. I'm trying to go to the games for the first time this year as a spectator, still trying to find a suitable hotel. If you check, hold on, I'll see what hotel am I staying at? They actually had pretty good rates. I don't know if I just got locked in at a good rate. The Hampton Inn and Suites in Albany downtown for I think 4 nights, 832. I thought that was a pretty good price. And it's walkable. I think it's only like a mile from MVP Arena, but that is where I am currently staying. I also put a couple of reservations on Airbnbs just in case my friends come, so I might end up switching, but regardless, I got a couple of different options. Wow, the chat is lighting up. You guys type too fast. Do you know the difference between lentils and chickpeas? No, Mr. Jake, I don't. But back when I lived in Illinois, um, I had a boyfriend that loved to make lentil soup. Chickpeas, I mean, that's what they make with falafel and at Lebanese or Middle Eastern restaurants. They have chickpeas, and that's what hummus is made out of. So they're both types of beans. I know that chickpeas is called a pea, but I think they're all part of the bean family. I don't know. They're carbs. That's about the extent of my knowledge on that. Do you have a fun fact about it? You didn't know rep yourself, Caleb? No, because I didn't know until I went back and watched my video, and it's right on the line of, ooh, this definitely could have been a no rep where my foot came down just before my hand actually touched the line. Obviously, if I knew it was a no rep, I would have no rep myself, but I didn't know until I watched the video. Anybody else got the post open blues? Felt weird not watching an open announcement today. Yeah, Allie, I do. I am not an affiliate owner, so I know that my opinion is probably very different than affiliate owners, but I missed the 5 weeks. And I know that maybe that's not a popular opinion of uh, the majority of members, maybe. Like they tend to get burnout maybe by week 4, but even 4 weeks, a full month, that would be preferable. But I get it. I get it. Be careful, Hiller will come after you if you submitted. I didn't submit a score for the open. I didn't sign up for the open this year, so I'm not worried. And if he wants to go and watch my video and no rep me, that's fine. I'm here acknowledging it and saying, hey, those probably were questionable no reps. That doesn't bother me. I call my own bullshit out too. Hampton is nice. You Hampton. Caleb disagrees. Do you get free breakfast? I don't know. What's the hotel where they have the free warm cookies? I always love those, like at 3 or 4 PM. They are so delicious. Lentil soup equals farts. I don't know. I don't feel like it did that to me. Did you leave him because of the lentil soup? No, I left him because actually, this is a funny story. This was will number 1. I dated 2 wills back to back. So I left him because okay. So let me go back. So at my first TV station, he was the sports anchor. Oh, haha. Like, this is such a generic story. Like the news reporter dating the sports anchor. Yes, that's what I did at my very first job. He was from Buffalo. I was from Utica, Syracuse area. So we had that in common. So we kind of like latched on to each other because this was a town where there was absolutely nothing to do. So we're like, we have this in common. We both like to go out to restaurants. Like we both had dogs, whatever. But anyways, then eventually I realized that I was only dating him because it was like some form of comfort and I had no friends there. So then I got a job in Wisconsin, which was actually his dream market because he was obsessed with the Packers. And I kind of should give him credit for the reason why I applied to a station in Wisconsin. So then I moved. He was still working at the TV station. And then we were still like dating. I knew that it wasn't going to work out, but like I tried to let it die its natural death, which wasn't the mature, responsible thing to do. But, you know, I was 22 years old. So who's responsible at that age? And does the mature adult move when you're dating? Not many people, or at least whatever. I didn't. And so then he ended up getting a DWI. And if you work at a TV station and get a DWI, you get fired because the station can't insure you to drive their station vehicles. So what he did, I will never forget this. So I was living in Wisconsin. I was only there maybe a month, and then he thinks he is going to be unemployed and move his ass into my one bedroom apartment while he looks for jobs in Wisconsin. And I will never forget, oh my god, it's so bad that I'm laughing, but it's just like this visual that's like burned in my mind. He like came with all of his stuff, and then I was like, well, I gotta like break up with him. Like, it's really sad that he got fired from his job and is now unemployed, but I can't just like stay in this relationship out of sympathy. So I'm telling him that it's over. And then he literally had his like dresser, and I'm watching him like carry it back to his car and drive away. And yeah, so lentil soup didn't last. Dated somebody from Illinois. Yikes. No, he was from Buffalo, but still. uh, Good story, guys. Nice memory lane. Or did he leave you because you didn't pee on his face? Ew, no. Ew. I would break up with somebody for that, though. I'd be like, "No, that is not my journey. No, thank you." Thursdays were fun. I missed the 5 weeks too. Yeah, 5 weeks was really fun. And I miss that we didn't have, like, a heavy barbell or some kind of, like, barbell complex. Like, I really miss that. And I wish that they had a week that had a 2 score. Obviously, I'm just like, these are decisions for me. I'm not speaking to whether that should qualify somebody or not. I'm just saying selfishly, that's what I would have liked to see. Currently headed to PT. The open went well considering the need for physical therapy this year, and I submitted all 3 workouts. Last year I missed one. Oof. That's frustrating when you just miss it. Would you rather Mr. Jake, I like these questions tonight. Would you rather fight 27 chickens or a 1-year-old tiger? Oh god. Honestly, I think a 1-year-old let me Google how big it gets. Size up. A 1-year-old tiger is 150 pounds. So I would basically be going toe to toe with an animal version of myself. Mm, I guess 27 chickens, even though I don't really like birds. They're dirty. Keeping it real will get you. That's fine. Come get me. Haha. The video is on YouTube. At least give me a like. Give me a view. Doubletree, Doubletree. Yes, they are the ones with the good cookies. Does size matter? That's why you left. I won't touch that one. You can put your own conclusion together from that answer. But that's not why I broke up with him. Lauren, how original. Yeah, I'm my first TV station. Yeah, it was very unoriginal. Sorry. I'm more original now and later in life. I mean, that was over 10 years ago. Ghosted breakup. No, I didn't ghost him. I had him come to my apartment in person. Like, unfortunately, he came with a U-Haul with all this stuff, thinking he was going to move into my apartment, which was not communicated ahead of time. So, it's not me, it's you type of deal. Like, again, I only dated him for comfort. I didn't tell him that. I don't know. I don't know what I told him. That was so long ago, but got to do what you got to do. Girl, bullet dodged. Yeah, bullet was definitely dodged. I think Lauren and Heidi would get on really well. Uh, guys, what else was I supposed to do? Just keep dating him and like letting him stay for free at my apartment, and like now I'm gonna buy groceries for both of us. Like, I was on a reporter salary. I was making $24,000 a year to live off of. Like, I could barely support myself, let alone another human. Oh my god. Caleb. The 1RM comment. That's funny. That's funny. Lauren, what's your 1RM max for flat bench? Like 175, I think. Oh, I hit 145 kilos last week on my 40th birthday. Nice. Congrats. That's great. Chris says the 1-year-old tiger she'd rather fight than the 27 chickens. Chris, subscribe. I usually only date for comfort too. Oh, my hotel is sold out, Julie. I'm sorry. Yeah, I booked that pretty much, or I at least like reserved it almost immediately when they officially announced that the games were going to be in Albany. But they did have some Lauren, are you friends with Amanda Hari? Amanda and I know each other. She actually went and I'm not saying that we're not friends, like, I just see her maybe once a year at CrossFit events, but she actually used to be a member at, the CrossFit affiliate that I go to, CrossFit Syracuse, because she went to Syracuse University, I think. I think that's her story, but, um, yeah, I think she is a news reporter still. I think she's out in California now. Um, but yeah, I broke up with a girl once because she refused to shave her arm, like shave her like the hair on her arm or like her armpit. I did actually know people in high school. They were mostly my like one of my friends, she was also Lebanese, but I'm Lebanese too, but I don't look it and my hair isn't thick the way that some like Middle Eastern cultures are. And she was Lebanese and her hair was super thick. So she was really self-conscious about it. So she would shave it. But then the problem is like you'd literally have to shave your arms every day or it gets stubbly. So Mr. Jake, I want to know more about that. You broke up with a girl once because she refused to shave her arms. I need more details to this. Caleb can't comment anymore until we see a resume. We're tired of waiting. I know, that's why I have my email pulled up the entire time during this show, and every time I hear the little ding, I'm like, maybe that's Caleb's resume. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but, like, the day that it slides into the emails, that's gonna be a big day. We'll share screen, we'll go through it, we'll maybe even add some edits on a Google Doc. I eat for comfort, can't get a date. You broke up with a girl once? No, I've never dated a girl. I've only dated men. Well, I wouldn't say men. I've dated boys who should be men by their age, but they're children. Oh, she's at Diablo CrossFit. I did know that. She's still there? Or I thought that she left there when she moved. But maybe she moved back. What was I just gonna say? So actually, I went on a date. When did I go on a date? Last Wednesday? Was it last Wednesday? Yeah, last week. It was fine. It was fine. But then, like, the thing is, so I went on this date, we got food, and then, like, we've been texting a little bit back and forth, but again, we're now over a week since we've been on a date. Where's the follow-up? Where like, you haven't even tried to schedule a second date, so, like, I'm not gonna be your pen pal. So then I just stopped texting him. I wouldn't consider that ghosting. Like, dude, shit or get off the pot. I'm too old for this. Yeah. So where did you go? We went to Dinosaur Barbecue. Yeah, which is downtown, which it was crazy. On a Wednesday, they were so packed. So packed. And I actually so we went to Dinosaur. He said like he had to get his haircut and then we were going to go between like 6 and 6:30. So then 2 hours before, he hadn't confirmed whether it was 6 or 6:30. So I was like, "Hey, like what time is it going to be?" And then he let me know 6:30. So I would imagine that somebody would make a reservation. He didn't. I was happy that he got to the restaurant before me, but he texts me as I'm parking and is like, "Ooh, it's really packed here." And I literally almost turned around because I was like, "Dude, you didn't make a reservation? Like, are you dumb?" But to be fair, it was a Wednesday. So I still went in and he was very nice. We had good conversation, but just no follow through. Well, damn, Caleb. Awesome. Lauren, you should hire Caleb to help with the show. He's great. I tallest Patrick. Wait, did you just change your name? Wait, no, wait. Now there's two Patricks. Which Patrick is which? We have normal Patrick and then tallest Patrick. So who is who? We need more people to identify themselves here. Because now I finally know who Caleb is. I didn't realize it was the Caleb, but I'm glad like we have that squared away. Um Yeah, I just keep on waiting for Caleb's resume. So, did you split the bill or did he pay for it? He actually did pay for it. And he took like when the waitress brought over the check, there wasn't even a delay. He took it right away. So I will give him that. Like there are reasons that he gets brownie points, but it's just you keep texting me every day like you want to like chat all day long, and I'm just not somebody who wants to sit around and text all day. Like I got things to do. You should have things to do too. We should both have lives during the day, like working, like doing other things. And I'm just like, okay, we're either going to go on this second date or like, I'm not going to text you. Like, this isn't, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too critical. You guys can tell me. Maybe I've just been alone for so long that now, like, any little thing that happens, I'm just like, nope, done. We're done. Ah. Oh, wait. Patrick. I'm the one in the UK. The other is an imposter. Oh, it's the battle of the Patricks. Noelle, what are you raising your hand to? Is that you saying hi? Hi. It's good to have you here. Do you have to reserve tables at McDonald's in the US? uh no, but I would appreciate the reservation made. You're gonna be mad because he didn't get a reservation. Caleb, no, I'm not mad. It just felt like low effort. Low effort. So I'm not mad. I still went on the date. I just feel like now you're complaining to me that it's busy. This seems like poor planning. Ah, Jeremy, you're trying to throw your hat in the ring. I know. I know. You sending me those voice notes. Not all drugs, just the good ones. Wait, what? How are we getting to drugs? Oh, am I catching the end of the date story? It wasn't really a date story. We went on one date. It's been over a week. He keeps texting me, but there's been no follow-up for a second date, so I'm over it. Oh, hey girl, long time no see. Hello, Steven. Great to have you here. Why would you want a 4th week when you did not sign up for this year's open? Because I still did the workouts. Why is everybody so concerned whether I signed up or not? I still did the workouts. I still went and did them inside an affiliate. I still had a judge. I still highlighted affiliates. Like, Jesus Christ, people just look for everything to whine and complain about. Like, worry about your own P's and Q's, not mine. Yeah, that's weird of him to text often but not ask you out again, right? I thought so too. And again, like if it's a couple days, like you don't need to ask me on a date immediately after, but we both agreed that like the date went well. I gave you my number. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. What are your favorite conversation topics? Not work. Like there's something about first dates and maybe even second dates. I don't go on many second dates. Normally only one because of me and because of them. Like sometimes it just doesn't work, whatever. And I just feel like it's so much like a job interview in a lot of ways for whatever reason. That's why I would prefer to like go out and do something. And I appreciate that like in the summer it's easier, but I would love if like I met a guy and he was like, "Hey, the first date, let's go golfing. Let's go axe throwing. Let's go," even though like I'm not a big bowler, but even like just some kind of activity where it kind of gets you out of your shell and seems less like a business dinner or business lunch. I don't know. Taking notes. Don't text Lauren. No, I'm not saying don't text me, but I just don't like when people wanna sit and have a pen pal all day, and then it doesn't lead to anything, or it's just like, "Hey, how's your day? Hey, what did you do today?" Like, I'm not really a surface conversation type of person. I rather like, you know, if we exchange a couple of texts in the morning and then decide like, "Okay, like, let's jump on a call, like, later tonight and actually talk." Here we are, guys. Who knows? When I use that emoji, I use it to wave hi. Oh, okay. I like it. Craig, low effort. Yeah, not a big fan of low effort. No, Jake, I've never seen that movie. Meth who? Now I get it. Courtney, it was so great to catch up with you too. I did a podcast with Courtney. I think that was last week. Yeah, it was great. It was great. The Real Deal podcast. I'm not whining. I was just asking. Thank you for answering. Okay, sorry if I got a little defensive there. I just feel like every single week for the past 2 months, people have been asking me about the open, and I'm just like, "Dear Lord, does nobody care about anything else?" But yes, so I apologize if I jumped down your throat on that, and you were just asking, and you're welcome for answering. It should be immediately. Mhm. 2/3 of the people who go to affiliates don't register for the open, so people need to stop clutching their pearls. Do you, LK? Ooh, pearls. I haven't worn my pearls in a while. Keeping it real. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the conversation. What's wrong? Okay, Caleb, question here. What's wrong with wanting to text consistently when you just meet somebody? That's how you figure out if you like each other. I would agree to some extent, but like the conversations that a lot of people have, they're not really like they're not deep questions where you would get to know somebody more. They are just very like, "Hey, how's your day? Like what did you do at work?" Like I rather have conversations like and I'm not saying this needs to be like a first date type of thing, but hey, what's the biggest like struggle you've overcome in your life? I want to get deeper because how people answer those questions gives you a better baseline of who they are in a lot of ways. But I also think like, "Hey, do you have 30 minutes? Let's go grab coffee." I would love to do things like that. I rather have in-person conversations or phone calls than texting. Take notes, boys. At least plan out 3 dates. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. How do you get past the surface if you don't start there? Well, we did. So we texted for like a week on the app before we even went on a date. And then we went on the date and we were there for, a little over 2 hours. So like that is the surface. Now we gotta like shit or get off the pot. Action, action. Snapchat full frontals. I ain't on Snapchat anymore. We do not want that. So many people watching today, guys. 36 viewers at once. This is the most concurrent views that I've ever had on this. We're really blowing up this week. Thank you. Thank you for all of your support. Are you going to sign up for the World Fitness Project qualifier? No, I am not. The open matters. You knuckleheads in the chat need to hit that like button. How goes tactical games prep training? So good. I'm actually flying out to Texas in like a week and I'm doing some training with this guy Tony who he runs SAR Firearms. So that's the firearm company that I'm going to be working with. So they're going to be setting me up with all of my guns and my holsters and my belt and we're going to go over a bunch of different drills and I'm going to shoot a bunch of content for YouTube. So it'll be fun. Take it easy, Lauren. What did I do? What did I do, Andrew? You're 28 minutes late. You don't even know what we're talking about. uh Caleb is always here. He is a regular. What's a deep question you want to be asked? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just the point is, I don't want to just sit and talk about the weather all day and text. That was what I was getting at. The best way to know somebody is a pairs workout. Yeah, that's true. And honestly, I would do that if it was somebody that like I knew did CrossFit or did something like a vertical to CrossFit, but like some of these guys just I don't know what they do. They do some kind of fitness, but I am also not bringing them to my CrossFit gym unless they've been through a lot of hoops so that I know they're sane. I brought too many not sane people to my affiliate and we don't do that anymore. Meaningful discussion and conversation. Yes, that's what I want. Is this the Caleb in the wild? It is. She's gotta be a Libra. No, I'm a Sagittarius. Come on. Look at the definition of Sagittarius. I fit like all of those. At least most of them. At least the ones that I've focused on. I don't know. Do you guys believe in that kind of stuff? I don't know. I kind of go back and forth whether I think that stuff is real or not. I like long walks by the beach just one time in band camp. Great movie. Biggest struggle finding underpants that fit properly. Finding jeans that have a good thigh to waist ratio. That is the biggest struggle. Lauren, coffee date or whiskey tasting as a first date? You know, I'm not a big drinker, but I would do maybe not whiskey tasting, but like I would do a brewery or even beer tasting. Like that could be kind of fun. Wine tasting too. Standy, late. You're late. Yep. Wait, you're back on dating apps. I know. I know, guys. I said I wasn't doing that anymore. We're back there. We're back there. I don't know that we'll be there long, but we are back there for now. Maybe next week we'll do a little live swiping. That could be fun. I still got to figure out how I can mirror screen that. So you guys can help me. You guys can be the suggestions. You don't support the WFP either. What are you talking about? Just because I don't sign up for these qualifiers doesn't mean I don't support CrossFit or don't support the WFP. Like I support both of them. I'm just not doing the qualifiers. Uh, what events will I be seeing you at, Lauren? I've got Monster Games, Syndicate, and TFX on the docket. I will be at Monster Games. I will not be at Syndicate. I will be at TFX. I will obviously be at the games. Where else will I be? I will probably be at World Fitness Project Finals in December. I will be at Rogue. And then I'm doing some women's elite rugby. I'm obviously doing tactical games. So beep bopping all over the place. Ever wondered if we are all AI bots and you're just talking to yourself? I mean, that would be no different than my normal day. I talk to myself and, you know, sometimes my dogs acknowledge me, but that's fine. Caleb, I don't know what this question is about this person's ex-wife. I don't know what that means. You were being mean to that Marsh guy? I wasn't being mean. I was just being firm. And then, you know, I said, you know, maybe I was a little aggressive. And if I was, I apologize. So, well, you know, people just hitting a nerve, the same nerve every single week. I'm sick of it. Need to vet them before you intro them to your crew. Yeah, exactly. Jenny, she's a Sagittarius too. Yeah, we got actually now I want to Google. What does Google say? Um oops, traits of first thing that comes up is traits of a narcissist. Well, okay, Sagittarius, a fire sign, is known. Yeah, because I got my motherfucking dragons below me. She is known, or not she, it can be meant to, is known for its adventurous optimism and free spirited nature. Does that not describe me? Characterized by a love for travel, learning, and a strong sense of justice and philosophical curiosity. Yes, absolutely. Okay, we'll get to the negative traits because you know, we have to have balance here. I can't just give the good things. Crave new experiences and always looking for the next thrill, whether it's through travel, learning new things, or simply pushing boundaries. Yep. They approach life with a positive attitude and contagious energy, inspire those around them, loyal and protective, compassionate and kind, independent and self-assured, charismatic, likable, direct and honest. Potential challenges. Let's get to those. Impulsive and careless. I would like to say that I've worked on this. I don't I'm much less impulsive than I used to be. Their adventurous spirit can sometimes lead to impulsive decisions and a tendency to be careless. Blunt and inconsiderate. Again, definitely used to have those traits. Their honesty can sometimes come across as blunt. Well, I mean, March, I think I was pretty blunt to you. So there you go. Potentially causing offense. Yeah. Yeah. I have to be really careful with not being super direct all the time in my delivery with things, and I have to always work on that. Attention seeking and boastful. It's funny because I actually and people will challenge me on this, and I don't like it. They will say that if you're in media or forward facing or doing a live show like this, you like to be the center of attention and you like to be yeah, attention seeking. But I would push back and say that's not true. Like I don't really like celebrating my birthday. I feel really uncomfortable when people like sing happy birthday and you just kind of sit there. Like to me that's really uncomfortable. I like doing this because I get to have conversations with people. So I don't know that attention seeking is how I would define what I enjoy and like doing. Um, Being an entertainer, yeah, I do enjoy that. So maybe that falls kind of under that category. Clumsy, yeah, my nickname used to be Crash Khalil, always injured. Overextended, oof, yeah, that's true. They can sometimes overextend themselves and take on too much. Yeah, burn that candle at both ends. Been there, done that. Mm-mm. Joel, it's okay that you're late. You're here. Oh, yeah, you're definitely a Sagittarius. Yep. This one time at band camp. Noelle says I'm not big on astrology, but find it interesting when I can relate to some things being said. Yeah, I would agree that I don't live and die by it, but I do find it really fascinating. Whiskey tasting after Rogue. Okay, in Scotland, that's different. I could I could get down with that. Let's go. Please do live swiping. Okay, Caleb, send me your resume. I will have you produce that show. You will show me how I can do the mirror viewing and everything. But like, okay, so when I say overextending themselves is a quality, a negative quality, here is me reaching out, asking for help because I know that I don't have the skills or capacity to do it on my own. So if you can help me figure that out, even I want to have some live call-ins, but I don't know how to do that. And believe it or not, I don't have a roadcaster. Like this is just my very basic setup. My divorced friend has great luck on Hinge. Netflix and chill third on third date? No. No. Chat trying to create some drama and controversy. Noelle, always. Always. Is this the largest live audience? Yes, it is. I saw 38. We're at 37. We lost someone. I don't know who it was. I wish it told me. Uh oh, don't want to come to Arizona in August and experience the 120-degree weather for WFP. No, the one in Arizona is that the second one or the first one? No, the first one's Indianapolis. The second one, I think I have another event that weekend. The first one, I can't go because I'm competing in a local CrossFit competition at my home gym at Mohawk Valley Wellness with some of my friends. And then the second one, I think I'm working another event. But my December right now is wide open. So I think I will make the trip out to Copenhagen for the finals. Aries here. Nice. Holy shit, Lauren cussed. Is that rare? Well, yeah, maybe on these things that's rare. Me in real life in person cusses a lot. A lot. Like I'll never forget when I was first at my local TV station. My parents truthfully were surprised that like my news director allowed me to be on TV because they hear how I talk and it's um not so buttoned up, not so professional sometimes because I just let shit fly and sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what's gonna come out of my mouth." Because a lot of times I just like start talking and then I get on a roll with things and then I almost just black out. I'm like, "Oh, I don't remember what I said." Ooh, that's probably a really bad Sagittarius trait. But that's also why in like relationships and stuff, I won't I won't have the confrontation or speak to the person when I'm mad and emotional because that's when like you just start spiraling and then you black out and you're like, "Oh god, what did I say to the person?" So I like to take a deep breath. I like to evaluate my emotions, maybe put a few notes in or a few notes in my note section in my phone and then come back to the conversation. Look at any star sign and you'll make it fit. Load of shite. You did what to a dragon? No, my dogs are my dragons. Who are you compatible with? No one. No one. Literally no one. Ew, I did not do anything with the dragon dude. I was making a joke about my dogs. Come on. Girl, you're impulsive as shit. Okay, Caleb, tell me how I'm impulsive. Give me an example. I'll look it straight in the face, but I need an example. No filter. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard. S- I don't like birthday cakes. Yeah, unless it's an ice cream cake. I'll dabble with that. How do you start getting called Crash Khalil? When I was 11 months old, I ran into, well, I mean, not running fast because you're not even a year old, but I'll say I bumped into a coffee table and knocked out my 2 front teeth. And fun fact, so, um, some people have called me out about it. I still have a lisp, like, my tongue will it'll shoot through my teeth. So, when I knocked out my 2 front teeth when I was 11 months old, then it took a very long time before my teeth grew in. So my sister, God bless her, like, I grew up in a family where poking fun of each other was just love language, and what was it? Okay, I can't believe I'm doing this on my live, but, I'm here to be real with you guys. So watch what my tongue does when I say this phrase. She she sells she shells by the seashore. Like, my jaw kinda, like, comes out of it and my tongue, like, shoots through. So I went to speech therapy for years. I went to a private Catholic school, so I had to take the bus during recess to go to the public school because the Catholic school didn't offer it. So Crash Khalil stuck, and then I had this speech impediment and a lisp, and it's still there. It still comes on out. Some people notice it and will make fun of me. And I'm like, yeah, I had to ride the short bus for several years going to speech therapy. Thank you. Why don't you keep making fun of me? But I did that. And then I, broke every finger. I, tore my ACL. I've had 3 knee surgeries, rolled ankles, just, I would say I'm a high risk athlete, not doing high risk movements. Like, I'll fall just walking, or I've run into doors before, or, oh, at Wadapalooza, behind where the media pit was, they had these big, like, metal, like, rods sticking into the ground. And I can't tell you the amount of times I was uploading things on Instagram with my head down, and Mike helping saved me several times from smashing my face right into it. And then I think I talked about the story last week. Maybe it was on Glitten Things, but at the Rascal Flatts concert right before I moved out to Illinois for my first TV job, I got really, really drunk and I was running to go inside to the concert, fell, hit my face on the sidewalk. My tooth cut my lip wide open. They thought I was gonna need stitches. I didn't, but it was like this huge lip. I'm bleeding everywhere. It was terrible. Kind of dig the hat. Thank you. It's a fun hat. Somebody at Tactical Games gave it to me. Um the Seven podcast is Caleb's resume. No, I need it in my inbox. I need it. Jan Clark, welcome to the show. Caleb is a vet. His resume isn't worth writing. Okay. Edinburgh has a great whiskey tasting place. Good to know. Yes, I'm coming to it. So last year I didn't go to Rogue because it was the same weekend as Desert City and I had already committed to that, assuming that Rogue was going to be Halloween weekend because it always was. So I already committed. I'm not going to back out of a commitment. Lauren, you can stay in our tent at Rogue. I'm going to pass on that. Thank you. I appreciate the invite, but I don't do camping at CrossFit events anymore. One time I broke down on the freeway in Arizona midsummer. It was 110 outside. Oh, that is hot, but I'd rather be hot than cold. Jenny, how you survived? You had water? I hope so. Isn't that Olive TV? What part? You guys are just so quick in the chat that I can't even keep up. Imagine Noodles found this show. Noodles! Oh, I know Noodles. Now I know him from last week. Do you find yourself dating shorter guys since being around CrossFit? Yes, but none of the short ones that I've dated are from CrossFit, so that's unfortunate. It's funny because okay, so I that the Will that I was talking about, he was very, very petite. He was, I mean, 5'3", maybe 5'4" on a good day. And for what and I guess a couple guys in like high school that I like dated, but nothing serious, just like, high school bullshit. But for whatever reason, it's stuck in my dad's head that like I only date short people, even though everybody other than that was like average height, 5'11", some that were like 6 foot. But my dad will tell people that I only date short people, but that's not fact. I was in my 20s and terribly hungover. It took 2 hours for a friend to get back to me because traffic was so bad. Oh, that sounds awful. Cancer and Sagittarius are a bad mix. Yeah, I never have really looked into like what signs are bad together. Mm. Ooh, I actually haven't had I didn't have ramen until I holy shit, your tongue is fucked up. Yeah, like I don't know. I've worked really hard to fix it, but here we are. What that tongue do? Oh my god. See, now I've opened a door that I can't close. Pandora's box is open, but hey, yeah. So, I got into a profession with speaking and being on camera, and I have this terrible lisp that I can't get rid of. That's what my tongue does. Clip it. Oh, fuck off, CrossFit. CrossFat. Oh, Jack in the Box. Wow, that really brings me back to the Midwest. Yes, Caleb, I did ride that bus. It was the only one available as it brought me to the public school. Jake and I will be at Rogue. We can show you the sights, some sightseeing, organize, build the itinerary. Let me take a look. I played golf in Scottsdale. Oh, I love Scottsdale. I love Arizona. Short kings. I don't know that any of them were actually short kings. They were just short. Have you Patrick, have you considered tall guys with an excellent sense of humor and extremely sarcastic? Everything's always been considered. I can lick my nose and breathe through my ears. What is happening? This chat has become unhinged. I don't even know what's going on. It's wild. Oh, I'm finally caught up with the chat. Thanks, guys. This has been a really great conversation. Um, yeah. I'm trying to think what what my favorite quality in a person is. I don't know. There's so many good ones. There's so many bad ones. Sense of humor, I think, would be pretty high up, though. Sarcastic, yeah, not necessary, but that could be fun because I can be sarcastic in a lot of ways, and it's fun to kinda go back and forth with somebody, but if they're not a sarcastic person, you can't really speak that language with them because then they think you're being serious and it's a little awkward. I have done that before, and then it's just, like, the awkward smile, and you're like, "Hmm, okay, bye." Oh my god, this text that I just got. I can't. Kindness. Yeah, kindness is obviously, but to me, like, okay, yeah, that is a quality. To me, I'm like, that is a core quality. Must be kind. Must be kind. That's a non-negotiable. Name top 3 in order of must-haves. Ooh, that's so good. Maybe kind is number 1. Ooh, okay, I gotta think of, like, the list in my head. Okay, I'm just gonna ramble out a bunch, and then I'll try to, like, place them in order. So kindness, integrity, um, empathy, passionate, what's ambitious, because I think laziness is one of the worst qualities. One of the worst qualities. I can't with a lazy person. Caleb, we know it was you texting. Caleb doesn't have my number. Or maybe he does. Huh. I don't know. I don't know. Somehow, honestly, like somehow my number has gotten out there and I don't know like who's giving my number to who. I don't even have her number. Okay, Caleb hasn't gotten it yet. Jenny, ooh, top 3. That's too hard. What are your top 3? Everybody else give your top 3 and then maybe I'll give mine. I don't know. Oh god. Oh my god. What no, these are not okay, authentic. Yes, I think that that is great. We don't need no posers. The ability to make you laugh. Yeah, for sure. We know how your number gets out. We know how your number gets out there. How? I don't know. You tell me. How is my number getting out there? Jan. Are you blaming Jan? Is he the reason why my number's out there? Who is Jan? I don't even know who that is. He doesn't have my number, does he? I don't know. Hmm. It made me think of it because oh, funny. Fine as hell. Yeah, yeah. Good communication, outgoing, and down to earth. Craig, I love those. That's a good list. That's a good yeah. Okay, I would say, like, good communication is a must. I can't deal with a non-communicator. I've dated non-communicators, and that just ain't gonna fly. My top quality I look for is obedience. Well, Mr. Jake, that wouldn't work here. Team player, love that, love that. When you buy a house, the world knows you. I know that actually is true. That is quite unfortunate. Um, Team player sounds alternative. No. Okay, I'm curious what you guys think on this topic because this is I don't die on many hills, but this is one that I'm definitely willing to die on in my next relationship of the person that I'm with. I feel like in a relationship, at least in the relationship that I want to see myself in my future self, whoever that is that I'm with. So on some days, I'm going to bring 20% and that person needs to bring 80. On some days, they're only going to be able to bring 10 and I'm going to have to bring 90. And it's just going to have to be this give and take. But what happens on days where I'm like, I can only bring 40%. And he's like, well, I also can only bring 40%. At that point, I do think that it's kind of a negotiation of, okay, who's got the bigger bullshit that we need to deal with right now? Like both people can't just be bringing 40% and be this net negative where it's a negativity suck. Like I can't deal with that. So that means sometimes even if I'm bringing 40, like well, my significant other needs me to be the rock. So now I need to bring 60 and then we'll deal with my bullshit at another time. I really believe that like that's the type of relationship that I want to be in. Um, but I don't know if that's like not a common way of thinking. I don't know if like other people in the chat who like are in relationships, if that's how you deal with things. But I just like if both people have a bad day and you just sit there and you're both like complaining about your day, to me, like that just doesn't seem productive. What if nobody has any bullshit? That's amazing. Then everybody's bringing 100% and it's happy and jolly. Yet, like, yeah, that is the relationship that I want to be in. But I'm a realist. I know that not every day is going to be rainbows and sunshine. He needs to stop being a biatch. Relationship, shared happiness and misery. A great mother to my future children, rational thinker, cares about her health. I like those. I always bring 31%. How about meeting a good guy at tactical games? Yeah, maybe, like, maybe. That's possible. Anything's possible. I'll die in a few hills, prefer oh my god. Oh, suck on his standards. Uh, okay. What if nobody productive for what? Would you date a guy that has kids? Yeah, I've dated somebody who had kids. That okay, so the kids thing, okay, once you get to my age, the reality is the pool of dating, they're either going to be divorced or they're going to have kids. There's not many people at this stage of the game for me that have no, and I don't even want to call it baggage because I don't think that like kids are baggage, and I don't think having a divorce is baggage. It's just your previous experience, and this is the card, the deck of cards that life has dealt you. But it's very rare that you find somebody who doesn't have one or the other, and sometimes has both. So I will say with the kids thing, what what I would not it would all depend on what is the dynamic of you and the mother of those children, and what is your involvement in those kids' lives. Like, so if I was interested in dating somebody and they expressed to me that they had kids, but they weren't in their kids' lives, to me, that's a major red flag. Like, why aren't you in their lives? What happened? Why don't you have custody? Or why do you have to have like a visitor with you for what is it called? Like when you basically have supervised custody or supervised visits, whatever. So I think it would depend. Also, if somebody had like a newborn, I don't know that I would consider that because also that's like super fresh and like, I don't know. So yeah, like I would date somebody with kids, but there's definitely a lot of questions that would surround that. What's up, folks? Sorry I'm late. Good to have you join us. How are you going to set her up with your ex? What? Wait, whoa, whoa. What did I miss? Oh, would you please date my ex-husband? He needs someone and my girls would like you. Oh, well, if you didn't like him, what makes you think that I'm going to like him? No, 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 no. There was a reason why you guys broke up in the first place. That's why you have children. You can both bring 30% and the kids make up the rest. I do really like kids. Whether I'll have my own or not, uh, who knows? I have yet to have a long-term relationship in a long while, so who knows? Maybe we just pissed off and want to be pissed off together. Maybe. That's a possibility too. I don't like I do genuinely like finding the silver lining in things, and I like trying to turn negatives into positive just because I prefer to live my life that way. Like, there's too many giant turds in life that make things pretty miserable that, like, if you can try to find the good in most, I just think you can be happier, and it's not always gonna be like that. Like, my life has had some fucking huge turds. Not just people, but, like, things, moments, events, whatever. But, yeah, that's kind of funny. Are you 62 years old? What does that mean? Do I sound like an old lady? What's a green flag? Holding the door. That was my rant last week. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but I just think it's weird how, like, a lot of men don't hold the door for women or anybody anymore. There are surgeries to cut away some of that baggage. I've seen some amazing results. Absolutely major red flags. Yeah, yeah. I must be a unicorn then. No kids, no divorce. Patrick, me too. No kids, no divorce. But I'm just saying I think it's very rare. Do you want kids? With the right person? Yes. But I'm not the type of person that's like, "Oh my god, I got to get married and have kids because my biological clock is running out." I think if it's meant to happen, it will. I have thought about freezing my eggs a couple of times. Like, I would say maybe once a year that, like, thought keeps resurfacing. Um, and I just never do it because in my head, well, it's expensive, first thing. And then in my head, I'm just like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And like to me, uh, I wouldn't not be willing to adopt either. Like, yeah, I would prefer to have my own kids if I had like kids, but you know, nothing's off the table. Where's Ortega today? He hasn't been here in a few weeks. People who try to find the silver lining in everything are annoying as fuck. Well, Caleb, have you met me? I'm not everybody's taste. I'm, It's okay. I don't want everybody to like me. Not everybody should like everybody. So, Caleb, maybe don't send me your resume. Maybe I don't even want you here if I'm annoying as heck. But that's okay. And yeah, I agree. Like the people who are just like positivity, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, I agree that that can be annoying. Maybe I'm like that sometimes. I don't know. Call me out. Let me know. It was a long shot, but I tried. Thanks, Jenny. Thanks for trying to set me up with your ex. Lauren, be honest. 5, 7, or 9? What? I don't know what that means. I need more context around that. Oh, that's a parenting issue, not a present dad for not opening the door. Yeah, I would agree. Freeze your eggs for sure. In vitro is a scientific miracle. I have absolutely thought about it. You don't need to freeze your eggs. Wow. Now I love the debate of the eggs. I froze my sperm. 30s, the new 20s. Kelsey got her eggs frozen. Yeah, I did her first interview where she came public about that. And her and I spoke a lot about that. Yeah. And then immediately met the guy that she just married. Yep. She's engaged right after the process. Yeah. That is actually like a crazy story. And he just like slid right into her DMs. Great story for her. I'm invested in your search for love. So all notifications are on. Like and subscribe, people. You like the weekly updates of where in the world is Lauren with her dating process? Yeah, not great. Not great. It is what it is though. Oh, somebody on the dating app. Okay. Okay, so here, let me talk through this conversation. So there's this guy who's from my hometown who moved out to Miami for work and like recently moved back. Him and I have mutual friends. He looks really familiar, but I don't know that I actually like have met him before. And he sent me his number on the dating app, but I have a rule that if we haven't met in person, I'm not going to give you my number. And that's because I will die. I will also die on this hill. To me, it's more people can do more with your phone number than they can if I just meet you at a public place in person. People can argue that both ways. I've heard like a lot of compelling things, but I just whatever. It's my process. I don't want to be a texting pen pal buddy. Like, let's meet in person, decide if like this could be something and move on. But anyways, so he gave me his number if you'd like to text me. And I said, I don't swap numbers unless I meet in person. Winky face. He goes, okay, fair enough. Well, what's your plans look like this weekend? And I said, I actually leave for a work trip on Friday, but maybe we could do something on Thursday. He says, the weekdays are kind of impossible for me. I get done around 7 p.m., walk my dog throughout the day, maybe next weekend then. And then, of course, like, I get it. My schedule is not great. I was like, bummer. Like, I'm going to be gone for the next 3 weekends. And then because he's living in Utica, which is like 45 minutes from where I live, and like my parents, family, a bunch of friends live there or whatever. And he goes, geez, are you ever coming out this way? And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, like to Utica during the week. And I said, if I have a reason to, then yes, a lot of my friends and my family live there. But if I had plans, I would. And he goes, I assumed so. I just asked because it's a lot easier during the week to meet you if you happen to be in town, you know? Yes, I agree. So make a plan. And I like most of the time on a first date, I'd want to like meet in the middle or like have them come to my neck of the woods. But for something like this, I'll probably say like, yeah, make a plan. Whatever. If like we go out for coffee and it sucks, I'll just go hang out at my sister's house or go see my niece and my nephew. But anyways, so that's the latest with that. So exciting. You use winky faces. Sometimes, I mean, I use a lot like I'm a big emoji user. What, Caleb? What's wrong with a winky face? I have been told that like I show my age when I use like the crying laughing emoji. Apparently nobody uses that. I don't know. Hiller says I should adopt. What? Well, welcome to the chat. What is sliding into DMs? What is that? Oh my God, what is happening? We should bring guys from the dating app on this show and we will pick who you go on a date with. Honestly, that would be really funny. I'm giving you guys free reign. If you want to set this up and just tell me, give me a time and day, like Yeah, we'll get this back end set up. We can do a live dating show. Actually, back when I worked at Morning Chalk Up, I wanted to create a roster of all of the like men and women single like high level athletes. So whether it was like the single games athletes and then like the single like top tier semifinalists, and I wanted to host a dating show in the month of February, but they wouldn't let me do it. They wouldn't let me do it. And now I'm just like, maybe it's for the best. Would you consider a Swedish man? Yeah, I would consider Swedish. I would consider, yeah, Irish, Italian, Canadian, you know, scientific miracle. Okay. Wow, the dating app show, that would actually be really funny. That's why you give them your Snapchat. No, no. Snapchat's been deleted. We don't do that. What are your thoughts on surrogacy? Uh like if I was a surrogate or I had somebody else be a surrogate. I don't really have like strong feelings either way. Show us his picture. No, I am gonna if I go on a date, I'll show his picture. If I go on a date. I won't before I go on a date. Is it a turnoff for men when they hear how busy you are? To add to context, being busy isn't a bad thing. Yeah, I would say like honestly, one of my biggest red flags for people, and they've told me this, is my job. Between what my travel schedule looks like. And mind you, when I'm like home during the week, I make my own schedule. So like if somebody could have some flexibility during the week, um that would be great. Like I know that I travel a lot of weekends, but when I'm home, like I can pretty much be mostly flexible outside of a couple of things that are like set, like podcast recordings or if I've set up interviews with people. But yeah, I've been told that my job is a red flag, and also people, and again, like this is just people projecting their insecurities, but interviewing guys shirtless is like for whatever reason, people really, really don't like that. And I'm like, I'm literally doing my job. I'm not looking at these people like they're a piece of meat. I'm just like, when I'm doing my work, that is not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of how can I make this interview interesting and what are they saying and how can I have a good follow up question. So, yeah, it's too bad. Winky face is my nickname for BJ's. Ooh, yeah, that's not what my winky face meant. I was just trying to be fun and like flirty. Maybe it wasn't great. Invite him on the show. Lazy men. Stand by, please. Make them travel. Hey, the great thing about my job too is like if I had a significant other and they had like the flexibility, they could come to these events with me. Like there's no reason why they couldn't. Like, you wanna come see the world? You wanna go to Europe? You wanna go to Arizona? Come on. We'll add an extra day on the front and back end of the trip to go do fun things. He should come to you, not make you go to him for his convenience. Yes, that's how I normally feel. I would say like this I'm willing to give him a little bit of wiggle room because like he has tried to like hang out with me, and because of my travel schedule, like I'm gone the next 3 weekends. Um And since he said, like, he doesn't get done till 7, like, I got a tight bedtime at 9:30. Um, unless I was invested in this man, which I'm not yet, and probably won't be. But yeah, Jenny, I would say that the man should be the one to travel, but what do I know? My girlfriend said I can't shut up. My husband is way chatty. Jeremy, sliding into DMs is what you put me on blast for. Jeremy, I wasn't saying it was a bad thing. You send me voice notes. Didn't I say in this, I don't want to be texting somebody all the time, but like a nice phone call, like same thing with voice notes. Those are fun. You get to know somebody's personality. I like that. The way he's being so casual makes it seem like he's not after a relationship. Ooh, Victor. Weekdays are better, but not before 7 p.m. That's obvious. Yeah. 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 What does now I'm curious what his profile says. Mm, because Victor, you made me see a red flag because in the dating profile you can put like what you're looking for, whether it's like friends, whether it's casual, whether it's a relationship, and he like doesn't have that question showing. So that does that does raise an eyebrow. Um, we can call the dating show around the Oh my god. I can't with that. My mate once told me, "One day you'll have your" Oh my god. I'm not gonna read that either. What is with these? I met my wife on MySpace. Holy crap. No, but my MySpace was so emo. Oh my god, I'll never forget, like, sitting in front of my makeup mirror and taking this picture that I made in black and white, and I looked, like, all sad, like, looking off into the distance, and then I had, like Blink 182 or something like playing in the background, when you could have that. Good question, Sagan. Do politics matter when dating? Um, it again, it depends. I'm not an extremist, so I think dating somebody that was an extremist on either side would be challenging. Like, if somebody disagrees with me on politics, that's okay as long as we can have a conversation and like, "Oh, I never thought of it that way. I don't agree with you, but that's an interesting perspective." Those are the types of conversations that I would wanna be able to have somebody if we didn't see eye to eye, um, on politics. To add to my last question, that's why you gotta date a CrossFit guy. They would understand. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. That would be So it would be I like that idea, and yeah, you would think that at this point, the amount of people that I interact with and I meet, whether it's dropping into affiliates or covering, like, events, and I'm not talking about, like, the athletes that I'm covering, but just the amount of, like, fans and community people that are there, like, I talk to a lot of people, you think that organically I would meet somebody, but also I'm there for work, so I'm not, like, looking around at the fans, seeing like, "Ooh, who's cute?" Like, "Ooh, can I see if they have a wedding ring on or not?" And they're probably not thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna go up to that girl and I'm gonna, like, introduce myself." I mean, I would love that. I would love that. And then, we could chat really quick and then, you know, who knows? It could lead to love, but yeah, dating a CrossFit like somebody who was in the CrossFit community would be much easier because they would understand, but also the person that I date, I would hope that we could talk about things outside of CrossFit too. I would hope that we would have more in common than just that. Oh, Jan, is this the Jan that's on Glinton things? Lauren, would you like to join Jake and I for Hog Talk? I need more context. I gotta know. Send me the show rundown. What does that look like? Steven, has Brian friend ever tried to date you? No. That's a random question. Oh, Lauren, does this so she can have Oh, Lauren does this so she can interview shirtless men. Like, right? Like, yeah, that's why I went to school for sports broadcasting, and that's why I quit my job in TV and was unemployed for, a month and a half so that I could have this dream job of interviewing guys shirtless and look at them with dreamy eyes and hope that I meet my husband. Like, what a hell of a play that would be, but no, that was not my intention ever. Olivia, don't waste your time with this guy. He just wants to bang. Uh, you think? Maybe. Maybe. That's gonna be a no-go for me. He should pick you up. No, because then I have to give him my house address. Kenneth, come on. Safety. We gotta meet at the public place. I'm accepting the reality that Lauren and I may never be. Jeremy, I don't know. I don't know what our future holds. I don't know. What does it mean when a girl is investing you? Like investing in you? Invested in you? What do you mean? Like when somebody's carving time out of their day to almost like inconvenience themselves and make space for you. If that's what you're asking? I don't really know. She's letting you down easy, Jeremy. I don't know, guys. I'm like, maybe we meet in person and maybe we hit it off and the rest is history. And I delete dating apps for good. Who knows? Jeremy's a Snapchat kind of guy. That tells me a lot about you, Jeremy. Don't like that. Red flag, red flag. My girlfriend says she's investing me. I'm clueless. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Jeremy, I am your wingman. That's why I asked you about guys with kids. Ah, Olivia going to bat for Jeremy. I love it. I love it. However, politics affect the way that you raise your kids. Yeah, I think that that's actually a good point too. I never thought about it like that because I'm thinking that I would like to have kids with the right person, but I never thought about it to that extent. So I think, of course, you should. I think your moral compass and your values need to be uh, pretty secure in line. Um, and I know politics in some ways, in a lot of ways, can go hand in hand with that. So I think that you make a good point there. Emo Lauren, I can see it. Yeah, I had a phase, not gonna lie. Have you ever gone on a date with a well-known CrossFitter? No. What's more attractive, Speedos or leather chaps? Leather chaps. Have you guys ever heard of Moonies? Oh my god. For Christmas next year, I wanna get them for all of my guy friends as stocking stuffers. So they were on Shark Tank and they call it cleavage for men. So basically they're these Speedos and they have a little hole right at the top of the butt crack. And they're so funny. Mooney's Swimwear, I think, is officially what it's called. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but go give them a follow. uh, Too funny. Red Speedos. Whoa, the fire color. Is there any other Jan? No, probably not. But I talked about it with them once, so my memory. You had to jog my memory here. Oh God, Jeremy, the pictures you're sending people. Don't read too much into it, Lauren. Rambler is pretty much AI. Oh God, Mr. Jake. Ugh. I hope it's in the garbage at this point or cleaned. So okay. Kenneth, no. No. Oh. Guys, what is happening? This is what happens when we go longer than an hour on this show is we really get off the rails. Has a well-known CrossFitter ever slid into your DMs? No, never. Unless I slid into their DMs first asking for an interview. But that's it. Straight business. I also would never I care I care too much about my job that I would never cross that kind of line. Because then, okay, so for instance, what if something did happen with me and a very well-known CrossFitter? Okay, and then what if it goes south and then I have to interview them? That's uncomfy. Mm-mm. No, thank you. Hmm. Okay, Kenneth, good to know. I do love charcuterie boards. This is what happens every show. The whole show is off the rails. I know, but that's kind of what makes it fun. We don't have a script. We don't have a rundown. I create a random title and put a random picture because this whole show is random. It's all random. Oh my God. Talk to the agents for the interviews. Yeah, for most of them, I do. That is the best way to go. But sometimes, some of them don't have agents or if I spoke to the agent, they're like, yeah, just reach out to them directly. Everyone has a little bit of a different process. What if you meet somebody, whoa, what just happened? What if you meet someone, date, fall in love, and then he becomes a games athlete? Oh, well, that's different. It's not really different, but the process of it is different. And at that point, it's like, oh, you can't really help it. Um, yeah. I mean, if that happened, then yeah, you hope that you stay in love forever and that the relationship doesn't ruin my career. I would hate that for me. But it could happen, sure. But that would also mean that I'm dating a semifinalist or something and that opportunity hasn't come up either. So who knows? Have you ever heard stories of that happening to anyone else in the media space? No, not that I can think of off the top of my head. But even if I did, I probably wouldn't share it on here because it's not my business to share. Imagine if you had a call-in number. Guys, I said that I would entertain a call-in number. I just don't know how to do this whole call-in number, and I'm not giving out my phone number. The random show with the Khaleesi and chat brought to you by the Sevanistas. Wow, what a show. What a show. Nah, call-in not needed yet. Good thing about falling in love with a 65 plus games athlete is that it won't last that long. That was actually pretty funny. Uh, no, I haven't heard. No, you are spicy today. Me? Yeah, I got a lot of spice. Lot of spice all up in here. Um, no, I haven't heard stories. Good night, Patrick. It's late for you. Order a business phone. Caleb will help you set it up. Ooh, could I do it with like a pay as you go phone? Could I do one of those? Oh wait, Caleb, I told her I'd help, but she wants a resume. Yeah, because that would be fun. Why don't you want to send me a resume? If you're on LinkedIn, you could send me that too. Maybe I would consider that. Oh, goodbye. Dinner plans. I hope there's something fun. What was I just gonna do? Caleb's resume is on YouTube, probably around 2,000 hours worth of a resume. Guys, I realize what he does. I know what he does. I know what he does. I'm basically just busting his balls about a resume. Because how fun would that be? I think it would be fun. I think that that would be our highest viewed show. Y'all media people don't gossip about that stuff. No, I mean not the people that I hang out with. And now that I'm, like, listening to how I said that, that sounded like, that sounded rude. My tone was rude. That's not how I meant it. Just, like, when I'm hanging out with my media friends, that's not stuff that we talk about or investigate, if that makes sense? I don't know. Maybe it happens. I have no idea. Breach of contract with Caleb. He's trying to play in both camps. Headed to a haircut. I'll snap you after. Steven, I hope that it is a great haircut and makes you look fresh. What's the hardest workout you've done so far? Oh, what is it? Clovis. I think it's called Clovis. It is a 10-mile run followed by 150 burpee pull-ups. And when I lived in Green Bay, Wisconsin, CrossFit Green Bay would program it every single year the day after Thanksgiving. Like, that is a kick in the pants. Didn't love that. But yeah, by far the hardest workout. I also hate running. Ooh, second hardest workout, also at CrossFit Green Bay. Okay, just go and try this. Go and try this. Accumulate, I think it was 5-minute, accumulate a 5-minute hang from the bar every time you drop an 800-meter run. That was also the hardest workout I've ever done. Awful. Freaking awful. I have terrible grip strength and I'm a terrible runner. Damn, Lauren wants to bust my balls. Yeah, that's what life is about. Okay, now you guys are asking me about everybody's personal lives. I don't know. I don't have any details. I don't have any hot tea to spill with that kind of stuff. That's not where I dedicate my energy. Is that is there a part of the body you think men should 100% shave? That's a funny question. Ortega, you're about an hour and a half late. 10-mile run. F that. Yeah, I agree. Okay, guys. It's almost 7 PM here. I gotta go make dinner. I got some burgers and some steak fries I'm gonna put in the air fryer. I got a flight tomorrow to Holt, Florida for tactical games. That's some homework assignment for you. Bring some hot goss. No, the only goss I have to share is about my life, and I don't care who knows the things about my life. It's pretty uneventful, clearly from these dating apps and my lack of dating. Ortega was doing fitness and work. Okay. Next week, let me look at my calendar. I think we'll do this again at 5:30. That's like our designated set time, but sometimes it's got to shift. Yeah, let's plan for next Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We will be back here. Um, it's going to be a great time, 7 p.m. That is late. Yeah, Omar, it is. It is getting to be close to my bedtime. Got to be up at like 4 a.m. Lauren, expect a message purely professional. Okay. Can we find you on Hinge? Yeah, that's the app that I'm using. But your Captain Rogers, your perimeters would have to be set to good old Syracuse, New York. Maybe I'll have you guys help me adjust my profile. I did have one of my guy friends. This was before I deleted it the first time or the 100th time, really. I had him alter one of my guy friends alter my dating profile, but it wasn't good. So then I went back and I changed it. But make sure you put out the single vibes at the tactical games. Thanks, Olivia. Thanks for that advice. Would you rather get punched by a monkey with no hands or bitten by a dog with no teeth? What is happening? Oh my God. I just started the stair climber. You can't quit now. No. Okay. You guys can keep chatting, but I'm leaving. I'm leaving now. Allie, thank you. You're still on Hinge. I thought we deleted that. Yes, Ortega, we did delete it, but then 2 weeks ago we re-downloaded it. We're back in it. We're just back in this cycle. I don't believe that my future husband is on a dating app, but here we are. I'm here for the stories is really what it is. Next Thursday, be here. This chat is lit. Guys, thank you as always. So much fun. Y'all are unhinged, but that's part of the fun here. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll be back for another one next Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. We can't chat if you're not here. Okay, so just blow up the comments once it's already posted, and maybe that will help the algorithm and maybe that will help my future husband who might be scrolling on YouTube find this. How amazing would that be? What if we organically find my husband on YouTube? You guys could be part of that journey. You guys could help that. So small dating pool in Syracuse. Yeah, I'm fully aware. Leave your mic and camera on. No, go do your thing. No. Okay. I'm really leaving now. I can't with these comments. Okay. Bye.